Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. It's Sunday morning and it's that time again. You know what to do. Stay tuned to FM. Here we are for another Sunday morning video. If you haven't got a coffee already, go and grab one or whatever drink you choose and join me. If you haven't seen any of these Sunday morning videos before, generally I make them a little bit more relaxed, not quite as slick with the editing or the lighting. I just want it to be a little bit more real. And in these videos, I'll often do a review. I'll talk about some fragrance community news and a few other bits and pieces. If you're watching this video and it's not Sunday, don't worry, you can continue to watch, but maybe just hit the notification bell down there, and then every time I upload a video, you'll get notified straight away and you can watch it on the day of release. Okay, so let's get going. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm sure you've all got really busy Sundays planned. So I'm going to start with a review of Mancera's Cedrat Boise. This is done in conjunction with Fragrance Split, who are sponsoring this video for me. They're a great company. I've done a previous video on their company describing who they are and the great story behind them. They offer 2ml and 8ml decants of designer and niche fragrances, so a great option to use them if you want to try a fragrance but you don't know if you want to buy a full bottle. It isn't subscription based, so you can just buy whenever you like, and I think that's a great idea. They come in these really handy little travel sprayers. Your fragrance is contained in there, you twist it and it pops up, and just a really nice little sprayer. So, Cedrat Boise was released by Mancera in 2011. It's a citrus aromatic, gets a lot of love in the fragrance community. I always see this popping up on my Instagram feed, on my Facebook feed. It's a beautiful fragrance. I can understand why it's very popular. I really enjoy it. In the notes, there's some citruses in the top, so there's some bergamot, lemon, there's also some black currant, so you get a really lovely fruity vibe from it. In the mids, there's some patchouli and jasmine. In the base, got a really nice woody base. There's some sandalwood, cedar, there's also some leather, just to give it a little bit of sharpness, and some vanilla as well. So you do get that bright, fruity citrus opening, which is just lovely, but it's underpinned by a really nice, sweet, woodsy feel. The sandalwood is providing a lovely smoothness and some creaminess, and the cedar, I always find cedar just brings a nice kind of woody sweetness to the composition. The leather in there just stops this fragrance from being too sweet and adds a little bit of masculinity to it as well, and then rounded out by the vanilla as well. So you've got some depth to the fragrance, you've got some brightness to the fragrance, so it really is one of those scents that is very versatile. It would work in the summer because of the bright citruses, it would work in the winter because of the depth of the woods and that slightly sharper leather note in there. So it's quite a complex fragrance, there's lots going on. You don't get the feeling that it's linear or simple. It often gets compared, so I've read anyway, to Aventus, and I don't really get that. I don't really get the similarity. Aventus, I get a real burst of pineapple, black currant, and then you've got that smoky birch in there as well, and you don't get that smokiness from Cedrat Boise. It's a nice woodsy, well-rounded, fruity, citrusy scent. In terms of the performance, I would say for me, it's not quite as good as Aventus. Aventus is just a fantastic performer. Its projection and its longevity, it doesn't get too much better than Aventus. So this one is not quite as good as that, but it still is very good. So I would say it's a good performer rather than an excellent performer. But some people don't want to walk into a room and cloud it out with their scent. They want their scent to sit a little bit closer to the skin, and then people who do come closer to you will smell the scent. So that really works for some people. So a loud fragrance like Aventus may not work for every occasion, so it's nice to have something like Cedrat Boise as an alternative. Like Aventus, it's one of these really versatile scents. It would work in any season. It's unisex, it could be worn by anyone of any age, and I think it would work for all occasions as well. You could wear this as a day scent or an evening scent, it just works. If I was to give Cedrat Boise an overall rating, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I don't yet have a bottle of this in my collection. I've been working off samples. I'm really enjoying it. I'm waiting to see if I can find a good price online, whether that's on an online discounter or a Facebook group, but I do intend to pick this one up at some point. I really enjoy it. Now we're running a giveaway, so there will be 2 winners of this giveaway in conjunction with Fragrance Split, one within the US and one outside of the US. If you would like to be in with a chance to win an 8ml decant in a travel sprayer of Cedrat Boise, all you need to do is comment down below. In the comment, let me know whether you're within the US or outside of the US, and the other thing you need to do is like this video and also follow Fragrance Split on Facebook. Give them a like as well, that would really help the company out. As I say, they've got a great story behind them. Frank, who runs this, is a wonderful guy, and I've really enjoyed chatting with him back and forth. I'm going to announce the winner to this competition in a week's time. So what I'll do is I will pin the comment to the top of the comments underneath this video with the names of the 2 winners. So come back in a week. If you are one of the winners, then just send me a direct message here on YouTube. Make sure you've got messages enabled, then you'll be able to do that. I'm just gonna have a sip of my coffee so it doesn't go too cold. By the way, in an earlier Sunday coffee chat video, somebody commented and said I do need to get a bigger cup because this looks like a child's cup. Well, all I've got to say is that it's a normal size cup. I've got big hands. Guys who have big hands generally have big feet, and you know what they say about guys with big feet, big shoes. So that covers the cup issue. The next thing I want to talk about is a new perfume house based here in the UK that I've got to say I'm quite excited about. They've sent me 2 bottles to talk about. Even though they've sent them to me, I do just want to say that all opinions are my own, and I'm going to be completely unbiased and honest about this. The first one is called Aventus, and this is based on Creed's Aventus. This is based, according to the company, on a particularly well-loved and fruity batch of Aventus, which I think is 16M01. I've not tried that batch myself, so I can't vouch for how fruity that batch is and how much this is like it. But my Aventus is also a 2016, it's 16E21. I haven't smelled a vintage Aventus, so I don't know if those earlier, more smoky batches, I think they are, smell that much different to this. But this is nicely balanced. I do get that smoky birch, but it's not dominant. This is obviously quite pineapple-y, being Aventus, so really nice. And I would say these are both from 2016, so I'm not sure how much difference there would be in batches from the same year, but I've got to say they both smell the same to me. The performance of this one matches the original Aventus, and the scent DNA is, as far as I can tell, exactly the same. It's a beautiful version of Creed's Aventus. It's £50 for 50ml, so a lot cheaper than Creed, obviously, as these clones are, or inspired fragrances. So I've really been enjoying this one. I can highly recommend it. It smells great. As far as I can tell, this one smells to me exactly the same as this one. I am no expert in batch variations on Aventus. I'm just giving you my opinion from what I get from them, and obviously I really love Aventus. This one's a little bit cheaper. It's £50 for 50ml. So if you really want the Aventus scent, but you're not really prepared to pay Creed prices, then it's a good option worth looking at. You can also get samples from their website. You can get 2ml samples for £5. So it might be a good idea, if you're thinking of giving this company a go, to purchase a few samples and see what you think. The 2 I've tried, I'm very, very impressed with. The other one that I have is their take on Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, which is called Italian Neroli. Now, let me tell you about Italian Neroli. I love Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino. Obviously, it's a floral citrus fragrance. It's perfect for summer. It's got a nice soapy quality to it, real easy to wear, gorgeous fragrance, very well loved. One thing that is a slight issue with this scent, maybe it's not an issue because it's just the type of fragrance it is is the performance. So after 3-4 hours, it's not really projecting at all, and it's probably quite a faint skin scent. So if I'm wearing this, I would probably want to be topping it up every 3 to 4 hours or so, because I do really enjoy the scent. Now, Italian Neroli fixes that issue. You also have Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino Forte, which I think is a stronger, more robust, muscular fragrance, but I think it changes the scent slightly. I don't think you get exactly the same characteristics as you get in the original Neroli Portofino, but with Italian Neroli, as far as I can tell, it keeps that traditional Neroli Portofino scent DNA. It retains that, but it just makes it stronger. So you spray this on and you can tell straight away that it's projecting more, and the longevity of this is better. It's going to give you a standard longevity, and when I say standard, I'm talking 6 to 8 hours, which is generally what I'm happy with in terms of longevity. It's going to be projecting for 2 to 3 hours, and it will last you pretty much through a whole day. So if you're into Neroli Portofino and you don't want to take a decant out and top it up, then I would say well worth looking on LUXOR Perfume's website, checking out Italian Neroli. Maybe get a sample at first. I quite like the bottle design. It's fairly simple. I think they're going for something similar to Dua. I think that works. I know a lot of people here in the UK don't really purchase from Dua because they're based in the US and shipping costs are high and you're having to wait a bit of time to get your packages through. Whereas based in the UK, this is a great option for anyone who's interested in buying clones or inspired versions of fragrances. It could be worth looking at LUXOR to see what they've got to offer. So the two I've tried so far, I'm really impressed with, and yeah, I would recommend that company. So thank you to LUXOR for sending me these bottles. I've really enjoyed trying these, and I'm really happy to have these in my collection. Okay, next, let's just talk about a little bit of news. So the big thing this week on the YouTube reviewer circuit has been the new Bleu de Chanel Parfum release. So this is the third one. So there was originally an eau de toilette, we had the eau de parfum, and then we had the parfum. So I've really enjoyed watching reviews this week. I think it was Timmy from Imagine Scent. He got there first with the first impressions, and it was quick. I think he'd just gone out to the Chanel boutique the day it was released, and he gave a really nice first impressions, and he really liked it. So well done, Timmy, for getting that one out so quickly. I think the next one I saw was Joshua, my buddy over on the excellent channel Scent Sense. He also gave a first impressions review of a Bleu de Chanel Parfum, and he did a great job as well, had some really interesting things to say. So if you've not seen his video, go and check that one out as well. And also we had our good friends Stephen and Carlos. They gave a really in-depth view. They had all the 3 different versions of Bleu de Chanel. Carlos had been around his work and he'd got people's opinions. So it was a real in-depth review, and it's not available here yet in the UK. I'm not sure when it's coming out. I think it's maybe beginning of June. So I would have loved to have got an early review of that out, but if it's not released, there's not really much I can do about that. So I would really advise checking out those videos if you like Bleu de Chanel and you've not seen those 3 reviews. I'm sure there'll be other reviews, and in the coming weeks there'll be a lot more, and I'll probably add one myself. But really enjoyed watching those reviews of Bleu de Chanel Parfum. So the last thing I want to share with you guys is a bit of good news. My channel currently is now over 3,000 subscribers, and you get to a certain stage in your YouTube career and you've got to ask yourself the question, where can you go next? Well, I'll probably still continue doing fragrance reviews because I love it, but I'm going to make my own fragrance. And not only am I going to do that, I'm going to do it right here, right now, on camera. I'm going to launch it today in this video, and I will name it as well. So here we go. If you've never made perfume before, don't worry, it's a pretty simple process. First, you just need some water. So we've got some water in a jug there. The next thing you'll need is a few petals. They just grow everywhere, so just go out and walk the streets and you'll find petals growing just willy-nilly basically. So in terms of your ingredients, really easy to find and not too expensive either. You might annoy some people picking it off their bushes, but if you can find some scattered on the floor, even better. Now, we have to mix it. If you don't have a perfume mixing machine, which not everyone does, then I find a protein shaker works just as well. So what we're going to do is put the petals and the water into the protein shaker like that. All we do is put the lid on and simply give it a shake. Now, I've had this bottle custom designed. It's a biggie. All we need to do is take the fragrance out. Oh, divine. Pour it in to the bottle, just like that. You might find the petals clumped together a little bit, but don't worry about that. And the name I've come up with for my fragrance is Petal Power. So there it is, guys. I've launched my perfume brand, FRAG-MENTAL's Petal Power. I am going to offer a giveaway of this. If you would like to win a 100ml decant of Petal Power, all you need to do is, again, like this video. In the comments down below, all you need to do is write Petal Power. And if you're the winner, then 100ml of this amazing fragrance will be winging its way to you. So that's it from me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've got any comments about anything I've talked about, please put them down below. If you want to be in the Fragrance Split giveaway, make sure you comment and like their Facebook page. Please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell to enable notifications. And by the way, my bell, I think, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and I think I've got the best bell. My bell is certainly the best looking bell out there. Beautiful. So don't forget to hit that. And until next time, keep tuning into FN and keep smelling good. I'm going to try some of my fragrance. Oh, it's a beast!